On December 16th, 2023, I did my yearly Northern Virginia housing market predictions video for 2024. So in this week's video, I'll be reacting to my predictions I made last year, and we'll see how right I was, and we'll definitely see how wrong I was, and you're not gonna wanna miss it. So sit back, relax, because we're getting started right now. Boom! Hey everybody, it's David, your favorite realtor, and welcome back to another video. Every December, I release my Northern Virginia housing market predictions video for the following year. So we're gonna watch some of these clips together from last year's video, and we're gonna put myself on the hot seat and see how right I was and how wrong I was. And yes, 2024 was an extremely difficult year to predict. And I remember when I made this predictions video last year, I put a lot of time, effort, and research into making this video. But the main reason why it was so hard to predict was because there was so much uncertainty in our market, with home prices being at all-time highs, with 7+% rates, an upcoming election, and potential rate cuts by the Fed for the first time since 2021. So let's get the video started right now and watch some of these clips together. With my first bold Northern Virginia housing market prediction for 2024 with inventory levels will rise by 15%. So without question, one of the biggest challenges with our housing market this year has been the lack of inventory. So let's look at the numbers. So new listings to hit the market here in Northern Virginia between 2018 and 2022 was roughly about 40,000 on average. However, this year, only 26,000 new listings have hit the market. So new listings to hit the market this year are down 35% compared to the average of the previous 5 years. In fact, home prices would have gone down this year had the normal amount of inventory hit the market, but the demand was still higher than the available supply of homes. That's why home prices still went up this year. I was completely wrong on this one. So inventory levels have been extremely low in Northern Virginia since the pandemic started, especially in 2023 and 2024, where there's basically been very few homes for sale and definitely not enough to satisfy the demand. In fact, so many times over the past 2 years, I've had clients looking for a certain type of property, and we can literally go weeks at a time without seeing anything. Now let's look at the numbers. So brand new listings that hit the market right here in Northern Virginia are up 6.37% compared to last year. So we did get an increase in inventory this year, but well short of my 15% prediction. And to put these numbers into context, new listings to hit the market in 2024 are down 25% compared to the average of 2014 to 2022. And without question, the number one reason for the low levels of inventory in 2024 is high mortgage interest rates. Because most sellers, they don't want to get rid of their 3.25% rate and turn around and buy a new home at a 7+% rate. It makes zero sense financially. Now my next prediction for 2024 is mortgage rates will fall below 6% by the end of the year. Now without question, the biggest challenge of 2023 for both buyers and sellers was higher mortgage rates, especially when you compare it to 2021, when mortgage rates on average was about 3.25%. Now the second half of 2024, that's when I believe we're gonna see a lot of relief with mortgage rates. I believe we're gonna bottom out at about 5.85% before the end of the year, and we'll probably stay around that range. Now the reason I see rates dropping next year is the Federal Reserve, they've been fighting inflation for the past 18 months or so. And the main tool in their arsenal that they have used was having one of the most intense rate hike campaigns in decades. So now with inflation more under control, the Federal Reserve, they've actually signaled that they will potentially drop rates up to 3 times in 2024. I was definitely wrong on this one. Now technically it could still happen by the end of the year, but I highly doubt it. So currently we're nowhere near rates being below 6%. And as of me filming this video, the average 30-year fixed rate is 7.08%. So the lowest rate we hit this year was back in September at 6.11%, but that was very short-lived and has been going up ever since. Now the good news is rates are going in the right direction, as they are slightly lower this year compared to this time last year when they were at 7.4%. Spoiler alert, I'm probably gonna make a very similar prediction for next year. So hopefully we'll finally get some relief with mortgage interest rates in 2025. Now my next prediction for 2024 is home prices will increase by 3 to 6%. Again, this is for Northern Virginia only. Other parts of the country, they may not see the same 3 to 6% increase in home prices. In fact, other parts of the country, they may even see home prices go down. But as I mentioned earlier in the video, Northern Virginia is one of the most educated and affluent areas in the country. And in fact, we have the first and third richest counties in the whole US with Loudoun and Fairfax County. So there is a lot of money here. But I 100% do not see home prices dropping in 2024. I was almost right on the money with this one. So how I came up with this prediction was really diving into the data, looking for trends, plus what I was personally seeing being boots on the ground in our market. So back in my 2023 market predictions video, I actually predicted a small 1 to 5% pullback in prices due to rates more than doubling in 2022. Well, we didn't see a pullback in prices in 2023. In fact, prices actually went up 3.91%. And since prices did not go down in 2023, when all signs were pointing to that happening, my sense was, even in our current high interest rate market, I didn't see a pullback coming this year and that prices will continue to rise. Now let's look at the numbers. The median sales price of a home here in Northern Virginia in 2023 was $645,000. Now let's compare that to this year, where the median sales price jumped all the way up to $691,000. So home prices are up 7.13% compared to this time last year. Actually, a 7% increase in prices is actually higher than normal, as the average over the past 30 years is that home prices go up 3 to 5% a year. And without question, the number one reason why home prices rose so much in 2024 was simple: supply and demand. There was just way more buyers than sellers in our market, which caused many homes to get multiple offers and sell for way above asking price. The next prediction for 2024 is rent prices will stay flat. So rent prices did go up this year. Let's look at the numbers. In 2022, the average 3-bedroom rental in Northern Virginia was $2,800 per month. Compare that to this year, the average 3-bedroom rental was $2,900 a month. So rent prices went up about $100 per month, which is pretty much par for the course. Why do I see rental prices staying flat this year? Well, this year, a lot of potential buyers, they ended up becoming renters due to higher mortgage rates. Well, since a lot of those buyers turned into renters, now with rates potentially dropping next year, a lot of those renters, instead of renewing their lease, they're gonna become buyers in this market. So that naturally lowers the demand for rentals. I was definitely wrong in this one. So since I predicted lower rates, I thought there would be a lot less demand for renting, as many potential renters will become buyers due to home affordability improving. And this was not the case at all, as the majority of the year, we've been at all-time record high prices, 7+% interest rates, and many homes get multiple offers and selling well above asking price. And all of this caused a lot of potential home buyers to sit on the sidelines and continue renting. Now let's look at the numbers. So the average 3-bedroom rental in Northern Virginia in 2023 came out to $3,350 per month. Now let's compare that to this year, where the average 3-bedroom comes out to $3,675 per month. So we saw rental prices go up $325 per month in just 1 year, which is a huge increase because on average rentals usually go up anywhere from $50 to $100 per year. And I don't blame people at all for choosing to rent versus buying a home, especially since it's way more affordable to rent a house compared to buying the exact same house. Now, are you ready to have your mind blown? Well, I'm gonna share with you an example of a monthly payment of renting versus buying the exact same home. So here's an active rental listing in Ashburn for $4,500 per month. Now, if you were to purchase this exact same home, it'll probably cost you about $1.1 million. And if you put 10% down, including your taxes, insurance, PMI, and HOA dues, you'll be looking at a little bit over $8,000 per month. So to buy this home, it'll cost you $3,500 more per month compared to renting it. And this is exactly why the demand for renting is still very strong and why rent prices have gone up so much this year. My next prediction is home sales will increase by 12.5%. So let's look at the numbers. Between 2019 and 2022, the average number of transactions/sales happening here in Northern Virginia was 32,000. Now let's compare that to this year, where we've only had 22,000 home sales. So why did the number of home sales drop by 35% in 2023? Number one reason is higher mortgage rates. You can see the common theme here with this video. So with higher mortgage rates, that plummeted buyer demand, which naturally lowered the amount of home sales that happened this year. And the big reason for the increase in sales next year is going to be lower interest rates, because this causes a lot of potential sellers to go on the market and creates a lot more buyer demand. So a lot of people have been sitting on the sidelines in 2023. They're gonna jump into the marketplace, and I was absolutely wrong in this one. In fact, the number of sales in our market is basically identical to last year. So you may not know this, but 2023 had the lowest amount of home sales since the 90s. In fact, we had more home sales in 2008 than we did in 2023, which was during the biggest real estate crash we have ever seen with the Great Recession. And 2024 isn't much better than last year, and we will end up with substantially less sales compared to 2008 as well. And this definitely blows my mind that we literally are gonna have less sales last year and this year compared to 2008. I remember last year when I first found out about this, I did not believe it whatsoever. I literally had to triple check the data because the sense was nobody was buying homes in 2008. That's literally why the market crashed. Guess what? Apparently people were buying homes then. In fact, way more than last year and this year. So home sales have actually gone up this year, but only by 2%, which is well short of my 12.5% prediction. So this was definitely a tough year for my predictions. And I truly believe had rates actually hit the mid fives and stayed there for an extended period of time, I would have been 5 for 5 with my predictions instead of being 1 for 5. Oh well, there's always next year, right? So what's gonna happen with our housing market in 2025? Well, currently I have no idea what my predictions will be for next year. So I have a lot of research to do. Also, be on the lookout for my 2025 Northern Virginia housing market predictions video. I'll probably post that the first or second week of December, and you're not gonna wanna miss that. And if you wanna learn more about living right here in Northern Virginia, check out these videos right here. They're gonna be great ways to continue your research. And I'll see you on the next video.